Stressed out but don't have the time or energy to do anything about it? Grab the Busy Nurse's Guide to Less Stress at www.jennylytle.com/guide. And make sure to subscribe and like the podcast. And please leave a review. It really helps. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Nurse's Break Room with Jenny Lytle RN. Today, we are continuing our Lies We Tell Ourselves series with the lie that self-care is selfish. My new book is going to be coming within the next day or two. It will be available in the Kindle version. And the title of it is Self-Care Isn't Selfish, the Compassionate Nurse's Step-by-Step Guide to Personalized Stress Relief. The self-care isn't selfish, that part kind of says it all, doesn't it? But we often have this thought that taking care of ourselves when there are so many other things that need to be done is selfish. As nurses, we are constantly giving, and it's easy to fall into that trap that taking time for yourself is selfish. But like when you're on an airplane and the first thing that you're told to do in case of an emergency is to put on your own oxygen mask. And that's because if you aren't taken care of in a very real way, then you aren't able to help others. Not only is it not selfish, but it's essential to be able to care for others long term and to live your best life. So for me, and I go into this in the book, and some of you I'm sure have heard the story about my mom, and that was something that really brought things to the forefront for me. I had figured out in my own personal life that I wasn't taking care of myself, that I was putting work first and everyone else's needs ahead of my own. And that really had a negative impact on me and on my family life. I missed out on a lot of things because of not having great boundaries. But then my mom passed away suddenly, and she was only 61. And she had some health challenges, but a lot of that, I firmly believe, was related to a lack of good self-care. I mean, she took care of everybody but herself. And so that's what's made me so passionate about self-care and stress relief and just getting it out there that, hey, it's okay to take some time for yourself. And it's not only okay, but it's vital. So start simple, because that's the thing. It can feel very daunting when you're somebody who has, taken care of everybody else, put everybody else's needs ahead of your own, to even know where to start. And so thinking about small steps that you can take. Maybe take some regular breaks during your shift. And I know that may feel unrealistic, but I'm talking small little micro breaks. Go to the bathroom a couple of times during your shift. It's really okay. Like, hydrate a little bit. Go to the bathroom. When you're in there, do a minute or so of breathing. I'm not talking about staying in the bathroom for 10 minutes, but just little short periods of time to remind yourself, check in with yourself, relax, breathe, center yourself a little bit. And, speaking of going to the bathroom, to do that, you need to be hydrated. And we have a tendency to not hydrate very much, because in a lot of settings, it's difficult to get time to go to the bathroom or a location to go to the bathroom if you're somebody that travels in your work. But we also know how important hydration is. So doing those little things are simple. They're easy to incorporate into your days just with a little bit of thought. Starting small, it doesn't have to be anything big. And in my book, everything is very short. The whole book is like a 2-hour read. It's meant to be easy to digest, easy to put into practice, and something that doesn't take a lot of time, because I know that most of us don't have a lot of extra time. So there are some self-care practice examples in there, such as doing some breathing exercises or spending time in nature or focusing on gratitude. So all of those little things that we know, but don't always put into practice. So In conclusion, just remember that taking care of yourself is an essential part of being a compassionate and good nurse. And you matter, and making your well being a priority is a necessity in order to continue to have that same level of compassion. In the book, I go into detail about an 8-step framework designed to reduce stress and to do that as quickly and easily as possible, because the truth is that self care is not one size fits all. We all have different things that make us feel good, that really renew us and replenish us. And getting clear on what it is that you need to be your best is definitely one of the steps of that framework. So I look forward to talking with you more next week on the lies we tell ourselves. And be sure to check out my book. You can search for that on Kindle. You can just search Jenny Lytle, and it will come up with the podcast links as well as the book link as soon as it is available. Right now, this is the 19th of September, 2024. And it should be available sometime within the next couple of days. So I look forward to talking with you more soon. Thank you. Disclaimer. Although I am a registered nurse, the medical and health information contained in this podcast is provided for general information and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. Therefore, before taking any actions based upon such information, I encourage you to consult with appropriate professionals. I do not provide any specific medical or health advice, and the use of or reliance on any information contained in this podcast is solely at your own risk.